E3 2013, where we continue to watch the video game industry die a slow, painful death. So I'm just going to jump right into it. We started off with Microsoft, and Microsoft pretty much blew their chances for this year's E3 to even coming close to having the best conference by having a Rare announce Kinect Sports Rivals before the conference even starts. I can't think of three better words to describe the fall from grace that Rare wears and now then Kinect Sports Rivals. I mean, if you think back to all the AAA titles that I personally grew up with, that they developed, the Donkey Kong Country series on the Super Nintendo, then with the N64, they pretty much, led the N64 to success with Diddy Kong Racing, Jet Force Gemini, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Conker's Bad Fur Day. That was all Rare. Now they're making Kinect Sports Rivals. Just the thought of Microsoft having Rare chained up in the fucking basement to make Kinect games just makes me sick to my stomach. But we haven't even gotten into the conferences yet. So Microsoft starts out the conference by showing what's obviously Metal Gear, Snake in the Wild West. And at first I thought this was a different Metal Gear from seeing the Metal Gear Solid 5 reveal at the Konami pre-E3 conference they had. The pre-taped video they did, just like they did last year. Quick review on Konami if you haven't watched it. Metal Gear Solid 5 looks sweet. Kiefer Sutherland from 24, who plays Jack Bauer on that show, he's voicing Snake now since Snake is older, and it's supposed to be a darker, more subtly themed game. And Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2 looks pretty sweet, and it's going to pick up right after the epilogue after the first one. Everything else was forgettable, unless you care about social games and Pro Evolution Soccer, which no one does, so that's Konami. So let's go back to Microsoft. Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, is obviously going to be multi-platform. That was the big deal there, and it's always cool seeing Hideo Kojima on stage. Then they go into the 360. The Xbox 360 is getting yet another system redesign to look more like an Xbox One. So your old console is going to look as shitty as your new console. Then they talk about how they're going to try and, this is, man, when they say imitation's the sincerest form of flattery, this is not how you do it. They're blatantly trying to rip off one of PlayStation Plus's ideas, or one of PlayStation's pluses, that they're giving away 2 free games each month leading up to the release of the Xbox One in November this year. And they're going to start out in July. They're going to give you Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2. So, party like it's 2009, I guess. Who the fuck hasn't played Assassin's Creed 2 or Halo 3 already if they own a 360? What the... come on. I mean, I personally haven't played them, but every mainstream gamer, I'm more of a casual gamer nowadays because I just don't have the time to do all this shit. But, really, if most people have played those already, I'll give them an A for effort on that. At least it's something. They didn't have to do anything, since Microsoft seems to be greedy and out of their fucking minds, but I'll get to that in a minute. And they start off this month, if you haven't heard the big news this month, you're getting Fable 3 for free. That's like getting a surprise birthday party and you open up the box your fucking cake's supposed to be in and it's a giant turd with a couple sprinkles on it. It's still a piece of shit. Fable 3 sucked. Okay, I tried to play Fable 3, I got about 10 hours into it, and I completely lost interest in it. People have been saying like the first 2 are better, but oh man, did Fable 3 leave a bad taste in my mouth. And charging for shit like fucking black clothing dye and outfits for your fucking dog didn't help either. Anyways, and they round off the 360 section by announcing World of Tanks for the 360. Oh, yeah, I was talking about World of Tanks. That's why I dozed off. Who fucking cares? You're seriously going to release a freemium game in the twilight years of a console? People knew even last year when I talked about E3 last year that we knew these consoles were coming. We knew the 360 and the PS3 were on their way out, so why would you release a multiplayer game now? If it tanks, don't be surprised. Then they show 2 games for the Xbox 360. One's from a small Denmark studio called Press Play. It's called Max the Curse of Brotherhood. Cutesy platformer. Didn't really see any gameplay. It was just a short trailer. And of course, Dark Souls 2. So there's your Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls fans. Then we get into the Xbox One. And I'm like, okay, wow me fuckers. Let's see these exclusives you've promised all of us Xbox fans, since we've been so fucking loyal to your asses all these years. We start out with a game called Rise, Son of Rome from Crytek. Rise? I don't know. R-Y-S-E, it's spelled. And it takes place in the Roman times. It looks pretty cool, but the QTEs, it basically looks like QuickTime Event, the game. Like, the graphics look cool, there's all this cool shit happening, and you see, like, the gameplay, it's, like, automated. Like, your gladiator guy will run up to a guy, and, like, a B button will pop up on the screen, and you have to press the B button. Then a Y button will pop up on the screen. Like, just let me fucking control the soldier. Oh, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. Just let me control the soldier myself. Don't tell me what fucking button to press, okay? I'm not interested in, this kiddie tutorial shit, okay? I know how to play video games, Microsoft, Crytek. Damn it. Then Ted Price from Insomniac comes out. If you're not familiar with Insomniac, they made games like Spyro the Dragon back in the day. I think they made Ratchet and Clank as well. Might have made Jak and Daxter too, or was that someone else? Anyway, Ted Price announced a game called Sunset Overdrive. Not much is known about this either. They showed a quick trailer where it looks like a more ridiculous, cartoony version of Dead Rising, I guess you can say. It's parkour, and there's action, and it looks kind of neat, so we'll see how it plays when it comes out. Don't know if it's going to be first person, third person. It could be a fucking Tetris puzzle game for all we know. So that's the problem with most of E3. Like, it piques my interest in certain things, but I don't get these people who take E3 like 100%, like, totally invested in it. Like, oh man, I'm totally getting that game. You don't even know what it's about. These companies get away with murder so much, and that's going to be the meat and potatoes of this review if I can get to it, if I have time. It's that these companies can get away with showing 30-second CG trailers. It's not even gameplay, and you don't even know if that's going to be in the actual game. I mean, some of these games they showed are like alpha builds. Like, they didn't really have much to show at all. So it might be cool. I don't know. We don't know how it plays. We don't really know what it's about. It's just like most of E3 2013 was made up of teaser trailers, really. So, especially for the new IPs, things that look at least interesting. Then they showed Forza 5. Looks great. No surprise there. Minecraft for the Xbox One. I just don't get Minecraft. I mean, autistic gamers rejoice, I guess. I just never understood what the big deal with Minecraft was. You're in this world all alone, from what I'm seeing, and you build stuff. It's like a Lego game on steroids for autistic spurglords, I guess you can say. I just don't. I'll give it a try, maybe sometime, but it's not going to be anytime soon. Then they showed a little bit more of Quantum Break. I watched the behind-the-scenes reel on that Spike TV aired, which I watch most of this coverage on, even though I can't stand Jeff Keighley. No one makes my douchebag alarm ring more than Jeff Keighley. Ugh, can't stand him. But Quantum Break is it's like a time-traveling action-type game where I guess you can go back in time, you can freeze events, and you can change the timeline of what happens throughout the story. Again, it looks cool. We'll see how it pans out when Remedy releases the final product. Some game called D4 is announced. It's an episodic murder mystery type game by the director of Deadly Premonition, if you played that. Then they showed a game called Project Spark, which is pretty much Microsoft muscling their way into a Little Big Planet territory where you can create your own like little mini game and you can play it at the same time. It's going to be, yeah, branded as an open world digital canvas. It's going to be, it's going to work in conjunction with Windows 8 as well. It's integrated with it. Then we went to a SmartGlass demo with Rice, where, you know, man, they showed like how you could start games and browse the Xbox Live Store with SmartGlass, can view friends' progress and video game clips on the fly, as well as gameplay hints, and allow you to find matches in multiplayer games while playing another game. Here's the thing about SmartGlass. I don't fucking care. I have it on my phone. I haven't even really messed around with it yet, because when I play a game, I want to be immersed in the game. I don't want to pause the fucking game, look down at my cell phone and, you know, look at a map or look at gameplay hints or look at what the fuck my friends are doing. Like, I care about what I'm playing right now. If I wanted to care what my friends were playing, then I'd play a multiplayer game with them. When I'm immersing myself in a single player game, I just want to play that game, nothing else. So it just, you know, I just don't get it. Like, it's that quintessential idea where it sounds good on paper, but it's terrible in execution from what I can see so far. So, whatever. Then they announced Killer Instinct, and this is where the infamous rape joke came in, with the guy saying to the project manager or whatever her name was, you know, just enjoy it, it'll be over soon, or some shit. Like, this is how seriously people take shit on the internet. I didn't even think of that as a rape joke until I saw people making a big deal out of it. I think it started on fucking Kotaku or some shit. Like, lighten up, people. If I was playing with a group of friends and one of them happened to be a girl, I'd say the same thing. I wouldn't imply rape behind it. Only a fucking idiot would think that. Oh, God, the internet's so fucking stupid sometimes. And I'll tell you what the real fucking rape is with Killer Instinct and why they should have left this series dead. It really hurts me to say what I'm going to say next. But, oh, it feels so good. Oh. Yeah. I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh. We used to joke around for years now where publishers and developers alike are going to lock down consumers' power and choices when playing a game and how ownership works with a game. We joked around for years it was going to get to the point where they're going to release fighting games where you have one character and the rest of them are DLC. Guess what Killer Instinct is going to be? They're saying it's going to be free to play, and you're going to start out with Jago, which is the ninja character in Killer Instinct. If you have any interest in me talking about Killer Instinct, you know what Killer Instinct is. So anyway, you start out with Jago, and all the rest of them are going to be DLC. This is, and I never thought I'd say this, a new low for the video game industry. Now we're getting fighting games with one character, and the rest of them are downloadable content. I think it's almost time for a new hobby. Real-time Twitch TV integration as you're playing games. Then they tried to outline some of the perks with the Xbox One. There's going to be no friends limits. There's going to be a complete removal of Microsoft points. You're actually going to see how much stuff costs in dollars now, or pounds sterling, or wherever it is in the world you are. And all family members, there's gold. You could share gold accounts with everyone in your family. Which, these are improvements, honestly. I'm glad to see them, but they should have been, this should have been an announcement in like 2008 for the 360, not now. Like, Microsoft is, like, I don't understand what they're doing. Well, I sort of understand what they're doing, but anyway. Then, probably the biggest surprise of the conference comes up, a game called Crimson Dragon. It's actually a spiritual successor to the Panzer Dragoon series, which I'm very, very happy to see again. Good news, bad news time, though. The good news is, of course, spiritual successor to the Panzer Dragoon series. Bad news is, I've seen some gameplay footage leaked on YouTube, and it's a Kinect-only game. So I'm hoping against hope that, you know, this game comes out and they actually, you know, put gamepad support in it. Like, fuck the Kinect, okay? First of all, that's what I want to say. Fuck the Kinect. I have one up there, like I just bought for when me and my fiance's nephews come over and we want to play like silly mini games and, you know, dancing or whatever the fuck, like games you wouldn't take seriously. That's what the Kinect is for. That's what the Wii is for, in our house anyway. I don't want to play a Panzer Dragoon game where, you know, does this look like fun to you? Like, oh man, I'm so in the game right now. No, you look like a fucking idiot. All right, if I'm seriously playing something, I'm gonna do this. You know, since when was this so fucking challenging? You know, I was pretty okay with this. You know, like I love these companies that say, oh, we care about the consumer. We know what the consumer wants. We've been doing our research. We're all about the consumer. We have the most passionate audience in the world. Then why don't you fucking listen to us once in a while? And it's not like the Kinect is optional this time, because every Xbox One's going to be packaged with the Kinect. You know, so it's not like you really have a choice. God. So it looks pretty cool. We'll see when it comes out. You know. Then they showed Dead Rising 3 and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Those look pretty cool if you're into those sort of things. Then they showed what I was looking forward to the most in the conference was Battlefield 4 single-player footage. Just any Battlefield 4 footage at all. And this game looks fucking sweet. It looks like they completely revamped the fucking shit pile that was Battlefield 3's single player. You all know what I thought about that. Looks really cool. It looks like they actually, hopefully, sat down at the table this time and made a campaign that's exciting and that works. So, here's hoping for that. Oh yeah, and the first bit of DLC will drop. I think it's called China Rising. It's going to be exclusive to the Xbox One first, so that's a little more incentive to get it on that platform. Then they showed Below, which was some indie game, some roguelike indie game. Had like an isometric view where it's kind of top down, but it's slanted, you know what I mean? Like if you've ever played the old game The Immortal, or Baldur's Gate, like it had that kind of view to it. So it looks interesting. Then they showed, I don't get this at all, they showed a reel from an unannounced exclusive from Black Tusk Studios. And then they show a trailer for a game we don't know the name of, we don't know what it's about. I don't even remember the trailer at all. Like, it was just so forgettable, and they made this big deal out of it. Like, oh, we have an exclusive coming. Yeah. Like, it reminded me of the Nintendo announcement I poked fun at for Sonic Lost World. Like, here's a screenshot with Sonic on a plane. Peace. Like, okay. I don't know how to feel about that. So who knows. Then, of course, they showed an exclusive reel of this guy walking with a rope through the desert and uncovers itself, and of course it's Master Chief. Did you really think you're going to get through this conference without a Halo announcement? No. New Halo FPS for the Xbox One. We don't know what it's about. We don't know the name of it. It's just going to be another Halo shooter, and I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it'll look totally different from all the other Halo games. Don't even get me started on Halo. Then there's that mention of Halo Spartan Ops. If you don't know about that, it's like a twin-stick shooter that's released for Windows 8 and the Windows 8 phone. It looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I don't have either one of those, so maybe I'll play it sometime. Then they end the conference, November release, $499, and then they show Titanfall, which is from Respawn Entertainment, which is the original Infinity Ward guys. Looks pretty cool.